going on, guys? It's your girl Lala coming at you. Welcome back to another episode of the challenge War of the Worlds episode 14. We're getting through this episode very quickly. I'm excited. Let's go. We get back to the killing floor and TJ tells us that Devon and Dee's elimination is they need to stand on this box and pull this really heavy rope. At a certain point, they're going to end up pulling each other off. And the object of the game is to just pull your opponent off. First person to touch the sand goes home empty-handed. What really pissed me off very early on is that Dee was saying that out of every single person here, Devon was the weakest link. And I don't understand why. She has seen more eliminations and more killing floors than anyone combined here. You guys have put her up each and every time, and all she does is do your fucking dirty work. You guys are here because she has been sending your people home. So let's give her some credit that she deserves because she's the elimination queen this season. That is what she is. Devon is through hell and high water. Devon is going to do whatever she needs to do to make sure that her daughter is okay at the end of the day. So like I said, guys, she is the person that wants it the most in this challenge house, without a doubt, no questions asked. And for some reason, Devon is not feeling it today. She's like kind of feeling down. She's kind of like, damn, like, why do I keep having to see the elimination floor? Like, why can't I just have a break? Why are people still thinking that I'm a weakling? Like, what about me is giving you the impression that I'm weak? I don't think they're paying attention, quite honestly. And what I like the most is that Turbo was cheering for Devon, and he's giving her hints. He's telling her, like, slow down, keep your pace, keep going, pull, bend your knees, let's go. And so when she starts bending her knees more, she's able to grab more rope at a slower pace, but consistently grabbing the rope. And this was honestly, the elimination was the case of the tortoise and the hare. Dee was saying that she has endurance and she has strength. She gassed out towards the end, towards the middle, actually. She gassed out towards the middle. So where's your endurance and where's your strength? If you're going so fast that you're just going to wear yourself out. Like, it's all about keeping a pace. So obviously Dee goes home. Devon pulls her off that box, and I was screaming so loud. I'm sure people thought that there was something wrong, because they're continuing to see that on Wednesdays there's screams coming from my house. But like, I promise I'm okay. I'm just really excited and I'm really passionate about the challenge. I was so happy to see Dee go home. Only one more and then we are good to go. We get back to the house and Mattie and Devon are basically talking about strategy, and they're on the same side, which is good to see. My number one girl with my number two girl, you know, being together and having an alliance. I really like that. Cara and Paulie, again, I'm gonna bring this up because this is gonna lead into the end of the episode and the end of the review. So Cara and Paulie are sitting inside and they're talking, and they're basically saying, you know, Paulie sounds really sour and bitter that his girlfriend is in the finale for sure. She is going to the final and his fate is still undecided. He's like, I've always wanted to run with Cara, but I feel like it almost sounded like he was upset that she got it and not him. And he would have been more happy if he was going to the final and she was still undecided. That to me were red flags the entire time. Like, it just makes sense what happens at the end between the two of them. So we get to the challenge and we see 3 big containers, these storage containers, hovering over the water, and there's a rope on one of them on either side. The other one has a rope on one side, but it's tilted a certain way, and then the other one is just flat. So TJ says you basically have to run off one of the storage containers, jump into the water, swim around a buoy, climb up the rope to the second container, run across. You're going to grab a swing and swing to the other container that's tilted. Then you're going to try and climb up to grab a ring, then fall back down, swim to the other net, climb up the net, and put the ring into the safety section. That looked really scary, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Paulie goes up first And it's funny that MTV does this because I've slowly been catching on that they do things, they foreshadow a lot in like a funny way. Like they'll say, Dee, for example, during the elimination, right before the challenge, right before the elimination, she said that she has strength and endurance and Devon can't beat her. So she's going to take this home. And then Dee goes home. Devon was like, man, you know, like, I'm not feeling it, but I'm going to do whatever I need to do because this is for my daughter, and wins. So they do that a lot. Paulie says, I'm the best competitor here. I'm the strongest competitor here. Like, I am the best of all time. No one can touch me. And he goes, and it's his turn. Mistake number one that he did is he ran and dove into the water while wearing a helmet with a GoPro. I mean, if you've ever had a helmet and you've fallen, like usually your head kind of like jolts into the helmet. So imagine diving from 50 feet above the air with a helmet on. Like that was mistake number one. So mistake number two is he gets to the swing, and at this point, he's rushing the whole thing. Because TJ says, like, there is no time limit, but the fastest person, like, is safe. You know what I mean? And the slowest guy and the slowest girl immediately go home, and that's it. They're gone. So Paulie, in a way, was showing off, or I know he was showing off, and he was trying to go so fast and do everything so quickly that when he got to the swing part, I'm not sure if he just didn't have a grip or if his hand slipped from being in the water or he just didn't calculate something, but he fell. He fell into the water, and he says that the water is really cold. So he goes up the net again to swing again, and on the second swing he falls again. In that moment when he fell again, you could see that a part of him was breaking, which was really nice to see. Him actually being human, and you haven't been humble at all this season, and now you're being humbled on a challenge by yourself. Like, it's an individual challenge. You're the only one that has your fate in your hands. Like, you can't complete it. You're not doing well. So on the third swing, he makes it. He grabs the ring. He jumps back down, and he's going to climb up the second net. And at some point, he just says, you know, I think, like, my body's just freezing up. It's really cold. And so he gets to the top, and his fingers slip, and he falls. So it is him that gets hurt, which to me was, like, I started laughing, but I was also like, oh shit, like, I hope he's not really hurt. He gets back up, and he's going again, and he falls a second time. And at this point, I'm like, what happened to the strongest competitor? What happened to the best competitor out here? You're not showing me anything. If you would have been humble, I would have been so worried about you while I was watching this episode. Instead, your cockiness got you that everyone was laughing. Everyone that was watching that challenge was laughing at you because you had just sat there and said that you claimed to be the best competitor there ever was and there ever is. The challenge gods do not like cocky. And they'll teach you one way or another. How do you think Bananas is feeling right now? This guy hasn't won a challenge in years since he fucked over Sarah. He's gone home every single time. He's never been able to make it to a final. You don't mess with the challenge gods. If you want to think that they're not real, that's fine. That's on you. But people get taught a lesson. And this is Paulie's lesson. This is Paulie's karma. And I was here for it. I was here for all of it. Of course, after I felt bad, and of course, after I wanted to make sure that he was okay, because as a human, I just want to make sure that, like, he didn't really damage himself. But was I happy to see him fall and hurt himself? Yeah. That means that my guys are one step closer to making it to the final. That means I don't have to see him at a final. I don't have to see him anymore if he's doing that bad. At one point, TJ says, all right, like, don't give up, Paulie. And he was really giving up. Like, I saw him giving up. I didn't see him, like, after the second fall, like, I really saw him just, like, he was not in it. He, like, gave up completely. And he timed out, so he wasn't able to complete it, which means if every one of the guys completes it, he immediately goes home. And Turbo and Cara don't have to compete today, so it's just Wes, Hunter, and Theo that he has to worry about. It's Wes's turn. It's funny because Wes does the opposite of what Paulie did. He slowed everything down, and all he wanted to do was just complete it. If he can complete it, and he can get further than what Paulie got to, which was climbing up the third container to drop the ring in, then he's safe and he's going to the next phase. It's Mattie's turn, and she's doing really well, and until it's time to swing, and she swings, and I don't know if she just didn't have enough air and she wasn't high enough, but she hits the side of the container with her back and falls. And you can tell that she's in a lot of pain. She starts swimming on the side, and then there's something in the water, and it starts freaking us out, and she starts freaking out, and then everyone starts laughing because they see that it's a seal. I'm not sure why anyone was laughing, because if there is a seal, that means that there is a shark nearby. Why everyone was laughing and thought that was funny, I have no idea. I hope everything turned out fine and there wasn't a shark, but we'll never know. I know usually on challenge days, it's a whole day of filming, so I'm not sure if they had to stop filming for a little bit because they did see a shark or something, but all I know is that they were laughing at the seal. He was trying to play with Mattie, and I was yelling at Mattie to go run up that freaking net because she was about to get eaten by a shark. It's Theo's turn. You know, Kara's over there hugging Paulie and kind of giving him positive affirmations and saying, like, you're still the best, babe, like, don't worry about it. It's Theo's turn, and she goes, oh, I'm wishing for him to fall. You just said back at the house that you hate fake friends that play nice to you when they need you, and at any point they can change sides on you, and that's why you prefer to only hang out with Paulie, because you can trust him and you know what he's going to do, versus you having a bunch of fake friends who are going to flip on you at any given moment so they can have the money. You're doing the same thing. He was your partner the entire season, and even when you guys had an individual challenge, it was an individual challenge, but TJ decided to pair everyone up. He still decided to pick you. And the first time that Paulie has a bad day, you're gonna sit here and try and wish Theo bad on him. Like, I don't know, like, you're fake. No one else is. You are. Now it's Devon's turn, and Devon is doing the same thing Wes is doing. She's going really slow, but she's going at an even slower rate. And Wes, because I'm telling you, he's really freaking smart, he tells Mattie, who's worried that she's now going to be going home because she couldn't complete the challenge. It's only her and Paulie that couldn't complete it, so they could be the two that are going home, but Devon is going at a slower rate. And TJ said the fastest person to complete it wins. The two slowest people go home. So if Devon doesn't get to the point of where Mattie got, which is at the swing part, so the second container, if she can't complete the second and third container before Mattie does, then she automatically goes home by default because she took the longest time. I was in a really big predicament because that was my number one and my number two girl, and one of them were gonna go home. It was obvious. Kara's safe, Georgia completed it, and Devon and Mattie, it was just up to them, and Mattie couldn't complete it because she got hurt, and Devon, like, I wanted both of them to be in the final, so it was really hard for me to watch this. Devon can't complete it either, so it's really gonna come down to seconds at this point, and I didn't want to hear what TJ had to say at the end. The last person to go is Hunter, and Hunter completes it without a problem, so automatically by default Paulie goes home because he couldn't finish it. And he starts crying like a little bitch, and I was laughing so hard, but then my caring side was feeling bad, but I was still laughing, and I just continued to laugh. And then when I felt bad, I went on Twitter and I found out that he left the challenge and he went to go cheat on Kara. So he was so bitter that he couldn't get to a final. His girlfriend got to a final, and then he goes home to cheat on his girlfriend. What a great person you are. Now, don't get me wrong, Paulie's a great competitor. His attitude and his cockiness is just disgusting and makes him so ugly. So I hope that this experience has humbled him, and I hope he comes back. I know for a fact he's gonna come back, but I hope he comes back a lot more humble, and I hope he comes back with a better attitude, because he has been so far up his own ass that he couldn't even see, and it was a great episode to watch him fail and fall and see him actually be a human, and him crying because he understands that he's the one that has sent himself home. But if he comes back humble, I will definitely give him another chance. I'll definitely give him a try because he is a great competitor. And at the end of the day, I want to see good competitors. It's not all about the drama and everything else. It's about the competition. So if he comes back with a better attitude, absolutely, I'll give him another chance. TJ tells us that unfortunately Devon is going home, and I'm really sad. I know that, first of all, she has gotten further than any challenge she's ever been on, and she is definitely a lot stronger. She's definitely a lot smarter, and I know she's going to come back and be a force to reckon with. I don't think that after this season anyone is going to underestimate her, and if they do, they're stupid. They clearly have not seen any episode of War of the Worlds. They are dumb to think that they can underestimate her, and she is the weakest link. She is far from that. So I hope to see you again. I'm really sad you're leaving. Everyone gets back home, and TJ sends a text. I don't remember the last time he sent a text. I think it was back when they had sidekicks. So it was great. It was a great walk down memory lane to see Cara read a text from TJ. He says, congratulations to the finalists. I'll see you very soon, meaning they're going to the final. What I think is going to happen is there's going to be another purge, and then they're going to go to the actual final. So usually they'll travel to one location, do a purge, and then travel to another location. I'm not sure if they're going to do that or if they're going to stay in the same spot or if they're only going to move to one location. My battery's dying, so I got to do this quick. We find out that the next challenge is going to be a 50-mile challenge, and I see Ninja and Turbo fall, which freaks me the fuck out. Cara is in a medic car, and she's freaking out because she shouldn't be in an ambulance. Oh, and then TJ says that there's one more tribunal, and then it ends. Okay, bye. That's it. That's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you follow me on all my social media. Put, I don't know. Who do you think is going to win? I'm so nervous. The battery's dying. Okay, bye. Hey, hey, hey.